Hi, this is Suki Cookie, and today I'll be talking to you about the Joker. Is he a one-man band or an alias that has been used by various people? He is one of my favorite Batman villains, and will be explained more in great detail depending on if it is an alias or a one-man that actually has the name of the Crime Prince of Gotham, depending on the information I'll provide in this video. There are many theories based on the Joker being an ideology in the Batman universe, and even myself speculating that there could be more than one. I will also talk about my opinion with some other universe Jokers to be shown in the as an alias, not a normal a man in different universes. Please share your opinion in the comment section below. If you have not subscribed, please do so, and let's begin. Who is the Joker? The Joker has been in the DC universe since the 1940s, and even in the Batman comics since then. He is basically the opposite to Batman, who is the Dark Knight, whilst the Joker is being the crime prince, the Gotham crime prince of crime, where he is not challenged by other criminals in Gotham. Yet there is no real knowledge of his real name, as there could be various and is there various versions of himself, and I will explore this later in the video. Making an appearance throughout the comic books and even meeting more villains in the universe even within the DC universe and even in Gotham, aka in Batman's universe. His profession has been a serial killer to becoming a major villain in the Batman Rogues Gallery, and becoming a great friend of the Riddler, Penguin, Mr. Freeze, and even Two-Face, depending on the media you watch or the comic books you read. He was a part of the various crime groups, such as the Injustice League, to being part of his own crime family, including his friend and lover Harley Quinn, in the same in different variations of the Joker. He was even played on television, video games, and even movies around the world, and sometimes in different film eras and different eras in time. Starting off as a serial killer who would like to use cards, or Joker cards, as a weapon, now shown as himself as being a clown that kills people and being upgraded to a supervillain status. Origin of the Joker. The origin of the Joker comes from the movie The Man Who Laughs in the 1920s. This was an inspiration for a villain, or for the villain that would be following Batman for over 80 years, and even being one of the mainstay villains that Batman would face until his death or regeneration of the character throughout history. As the Joker is part of the Batman universe, there are other inspirations and even images that helped create this sinister man. Joker cards, which is a weapon used by this villain, had helped create and form this character based on his smile and scary outward appearance. The creation of the character is based on his psychology and actions as well, as he would also be derived from classic literature as well as characters from the books or from the past. Moriarty is one example from the Sherlock books, having some inspiration for the Joker to be created, and allowing a backstory where the Joker was a regular person or a criminal who is scarred by Batman based on his crimes that he committed in the comic books. Sometimes the Joker would commit crimes that would hurt people and show a karma based on his actions, such as he would have murdered someone innocent, but yet he would die himself, but reincarnated as the Joker. Say, for example, a villain who was a gangster, who was a well-known gangster or hitman, would become a Joker, depending on what book you read and what media you watch. This is one example I've seen. Other inspirations depend on clowns themselves and how modern society has with serial killers and killers in general, which could help show that persona for Joker throughout the comic books and throughout history. Variations of the Joker. There are many variations of the Joker within the Batman universe and even the DC universe in general. I have a description of which other versions of the Joker and even different versions of the Joker that could prove that he is an alias rather than one man who is able to fall in love with Harley Quinn and grow old and even become friends with different allies and different criminals to support his own crime ventures. I have added a description and even some information about each character or appearance of the Joker. This would help determine if to determine that the Prince of Crime can never die. Now, starting with Earth One Joker. This Joker appeared in the comic books during the late 1950s to the late 1970s, where the Joker's skin turned white due to falling in chemicals and becoming insane throughout his time. He would become a criminal with the change within the change, and to become a disfigured individual based on Batman fighting him in the chemical factory. This has made him a psychopathic killer, and even becoming an adversary for Batman throughout his tenure, using various gadgets and even later working with various villains in the Rogues Gallery. Martha Wayne, the mother of Bruce Wayne, and she was one of the female Jokers that fought against Batman, becoming insane in the process of the murder of said Bruce Wayne, her son, in the alternative universe. She would join forces with her own Harley Quinn and would fight against Thomas Wayne, who would become Batman in that same universe, because of the fallout based on their relationship to becoming a criminal. She would be classed as one of the very famous adaptations of the Joker in this universe and even in the alternative universe storylines. Jack Napier. There are two versions of this character, and even the newest version would be the White Knight edition. As Jack Napier was the name used for the Joker in the 1989 version of the Joker in the movie Batman. He was a criminal who was a comedian before and would become a crime lord based on finding his sense of adventure and committing crimes, then falling in love with Harley Quinn. He would become Batman's nemesis based on his criminal escapades and even murdering Batman's assistant Robin, but the Jason Todd version. There are more to this character. Please have a chance to check the links below. I have one based on him, but I'm just giving a quick review on it and a quick summary of him. Now, the next one, the Killing Joke Joker. Now, this from the comic book called The Killing Joke, and this character came from the that comic book, and has a resemblance to the Joker in the new Joker movies, Joker movie coming out on the 4th of October 2019. This adaptation is based on a man who becomes the Joker by failing to become a comedian or a well-known comedian, turning into a criminal from that career. He would lose his child and his wife to the life of crime, and falling into a vat of chemicals, based when he was the criminal called the Red Hood. He managed to become the Joker full time and seeks revenge against Batman and making Batman his own enemy. Finally, the Earth 2 Joker. This is the original Joker since the 1940s in the comic book series of Batman, and has been classed as the true prince of crime in Gotham, and even being the original Red Hood. He was able to be involved in criminal activities, and would be a robber that had a freak accident, making his face white, then turning his hair into in green and becoming his full form of the Joker. He would become a comical version of this character and would use gadgets, same as Earth One Joker, but in more frequent use. These are some of the examples of the joke of the comic book stories, and even different variations of the Joker created throughout over 80 years. All of these versions from the different universes and even timelines based on the DC Universe adaptation of the character throughout each of the years. Even the multiverse has been incorporated within the creation of the Joker based on the major events in the DC universe. He appears in various media and even on television, which I'll explain soon. Best Joker appearance. I have read some comic books with different variations of the Joker. However, he was able to appear on screen on the big screen and even on the small screen in television, film, and even in video games that are enjoyed by many people around the world and even myself, and found him to be one of my favorite villains of all time. He is not a one man band due to being part of different societies and even being able to be a classic criminal that operates in different universes. So that means that I believe that he's an alias, or it's an alias. The Joker is an alias rather than being one person. There are many actors who played the Joker, and the best appearances that I believe are great are included in the examples below, even including the new Joker from the film that will be released in October 2019. I'm starting with the first one. My first one is the Joker, the Dark Knight Joker by Heath Ledger, who was played by Heath Ledger in 2008, and I class him as one of the best adaptations of the Joker ever. This is due to growing up watching him on the big screen and being shown as a Joker to be a terrorist, not a gangster or a murderer. His background is spotty, and he would have make up stories based on his life, even becoming a killer in the process. He sometimes makes facial has shows his facial scars and outward appearances, which makes him sound like he's a army or a part of the army or an assault or having been a soldier in the past. Mark Hamilton's Joker is the second one on a second example, second appearance that I liked. He played the character throughout the animated series and various animated programs to video games as well as other media. I remember seeing him on television and in other adaptations of the Batman, with his voice being played by the actor who played Luke Skywalker. He was a good actor at the and even adapt one of the greatest adaptations of the Joker. I was amazed that this Joker has been able to be around for at least 27 years in various media, even having time to work with other villains like Two-Face and Riddler in various cartoons to video games. Joaquin Phoenix Joker. He was played in the new movie coming up. I seen him on the adverts of the new film, and this film will be released in Europe in around about the 4th of October. I'm willing to see this villain for who was actually, I mean, see this actor play the villain who was playing the villain in Gladiator, becoming the Joker on the big screen, using his acting skills in the role. From what I know, Joaquin Phoenix will be playing the Joker in the same style as the Killing Joke Joker, and would become crazy based on society affecting his judgment and his life in general, to becoming a criminal from being a failed comedian, from a failed comedy career. Gerard Leto Joker is the next one. He played this character in the Suicide Squad film. One of the singers that I remember growing up and being another rock band singer who was great during the time. Becoming a Joker was kind of an excitement for me. But yet, the 30 Seconds to Mars singer would be able to play the character in various points of his life. And even he was able to play different characters in his life as well. But I didn't know he would be playing the Joker like in the cartoons and now on the big screen. However, he would play the Joker as a gangster this time with face paint and some tattoos. He would fall in love and hurt his lover, Harley Quinn, but would show signs of him being crazy, being a crazed killer, to being being said Prince of Gotham. Now I'm considering both Jack Nicholson's Joker from 1989 and even Cesar Romero's Joker during the 1960s. Now, the Jack Nicholson is classed as a legendary actor who was able to make himself known since the 1960s and even was able to play gangsters to criminals and even some fatherly figures on the big screen. He was able to play the Joker as a gangster and even show his rise to the top as a criminal, whilst Cesar Romero played the Joker as a comical character and tries to stop Batman with loads of gadgets and even working with loads of criminals to eliminate Batman in general. I did not know these two Jokers since I was a kid. I grew up with more the Jared Leto Joker and the Heath Ledger Joker. Um, the last two actors who played Joker in these adaptations were actually considered as favorites to other people, but not actually my favorites. But actually, I wouldn't discourage anyone who's watching this video. But these Jokers were actually helpful for growing the Joker or playing the Joker. Inspiring the Jokers who I watched when I was growing up. But may you guys have your own opinion on the comments below. Like, do you think the Joker is one person or multiple people? Now the question, do you believe the Joker is one person or a multiple or can be multiple people or an alias? This is a question that would be answered from my end, and I would like to know more what do you think about this question. The Joker has been created multiple times and has multiple various personas and multiple appearances based on how he sees Batman. Sometimes he would be helping Batman in some comics. Even Bruce Wayne himself was the Joker in some adaptations of the Joker. Sometimes his mother would be the Joker in alternative universes. From this evidence, or from the evidence throughout the video, there is always a Joker when there is a Batman. He or she is an alias that can be taken by anyone who likes chaos or dislikes Batman, with an ideology of order, which Batman has the ideology of order, whilst he or she has the ideology of chaos. The main goal for the Joker is being on top of the Gotham underworld and can take up the role of being a prince of crime in the city of Gotham. They could be anyone that has different backgrounds, as you can see in most movies, television series, and even comic books, sometimes cartoons or video games. Overall, the Joker is an alias, not one person who is able to evolve through around the during and even the evolution of society or Batman in general. Other superheroes would be able to meet and fight with fight against the Joker. These heroes could be the original creation or the could be the original created superheroes such as Superman and everything like that since the beginning, or could be different variations of, and even Joker himself could evolve into different variations against these superheroes. If if there was one man Joker, then he would have to have a plan to keep himself alive, such as the Lazarus Pit, or even working as on his own society to keep his legacy alive. However, whatever you think the Joker is, if he is a man who is evolved during time, or multiple people at multiple universes and multiple periods of time, it's up to you what you believe. Well, the video itself is based on what I think it is, and if he is. So, what do you believe he is? The joke? Do you think that he or she? Do you think the Joker is a person or multiple people coining the phrase or coining the alias, the Joker? Now, this is Suki Cookie. Thank you. If you want more content like this, please subscribe, like, and comment below. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't done so. Goodbye.